Blanche and I'm a full-time voiceover artist. So the reason I'm going yeah is because I actually get asked that quite a lot because I don't know, you kind of fall into these things, don't you? But yeah, so I went to uni in Liverpool. Paul McCartney's got this performing arts school there. It used to be his own old high school actually. Anyway, so it's Liverpool Institute of Performing Arts. So I went there and did an acting degree. And then after uni, I was trying to be an actor and doing auditions and I had an agent and things like that. But one of a more established actor said to me, you should do voice or get a voice reel recorded so you can do voiceovers on the side. And then basically, snap forward about 10 years later, it's not on the side. I've given up acting while I do commercial stuff still. And now it's full time. So thank you, that actor, for suggesting voiceovers to me because I didn't even know it existed before then. So yeah. Yeah, and I think that's right actually. It's something that we shouldn't gloss over. The fact that there was a good like 10 years of hard slog in there. And to be honest, even now, it's not easy. You've still got to do like business development all the time. So yeah, I shouldn't do that, be like, and suddenly I wanted to be a voiceover and now I am because yeah, it's a common misconception. So yeah, I'm glad you asked that. But yeah, so at the beginning when I was kind of more doing the acting, I worked temp in Harrods. Then I got a job as a part-time headhunter and I was so lucky. I actually worked for them about 8 years or something. They were so flexible with me and allowed me to, I basically worked 14 days a month and I got to choose what days I wanted to work. And I didn't have to tell anyone, I would just like turn up to work that day. And it was executive headhunting, so it was quite, I don't know, it was very different industry, which was quite nice for variety. But I don't know if it was, I don't think I just woke up and was like, now I'm ready to launch full time into voiceovers. I think actually I'm quite a sensible, slow, like I like to ruminate about things before jumping into it. So I think I probably could have been full time maybe 4 years prior to what I actually was. But I liked having both and it worked. It worked having the headhunting at the same time. So it was only really when things just got way too busy that I was like, you know what, I think I'm actually holding myself back. So it's actually only been 1 year, like literally to this day, full time. I felt like I got to the place that I was so happy with and I built like a network and I was getting, regular work every day and stuff. But I was like, you know what, I think actually having my brain focused in another area is meaning that I've got so many other goals with voiceovers and I need to just take that leap. So that's what I did last year and I'm glad I did, because it means I am a little bit more business minded, got time for that. Obviously the creative stuff I felt like I had down. I mean, don't know if that's big headed, but I felt like I had, that sort of side down. But yeah, so a friend recommended to me London Business Hub. And that was like, I think 12 hours of kind of free business advice. So I did that. And in one of the hours kind of mentoring that I got from there, they recommended you guys. And honestly, at the beginning, I was just like, a bit hesitant. I did like maybe like one session and then maybe another session. And then because I was a bit like hesitant being like, is this actually free? Is someone going to try and get me to sign up to some sort of workshop and stuff, And being Scottish, I love a deal. But I was a bit like, kind of needed the extra support from like you guys in London Business Hub to kind of realise what now. And I've only recently, after maybe about 8 months of doing this, realised what my next goal is. It kind of sometimes just takes a long time. So, and again, repeating myself, because all my expertise were in the more creative side, there were so many things I needed to discover. So quite a lot at the beginning with you guys was basically just making my online presence better. And that included my website and then I like social media and things like that too. But kind of like I'd had all these clients and all this work, how to really like market myself and show people. So yeah, the first thing was website. My first session through you guys was, I actually didn't even go into it with the idea of my website. I went into it, I think it was brand and logo. I just kind of wondered, do I need to have kind of like a constant logo I'm always using? Because you can, I think you actually say on your website, for these sessions, it's best to just go to a mentor with kind of like one specific thing to discuss rather than trying to pick your whole business apart. So I think that was my first one. And the guy just was like, oh, let's look at your website. And he was like, no, you don't really need a brand and logo. But he was like, I'm looking at your website and it doesn't really say what you do. Like, yeah, it says you got voiceover, you know, your voiceover got all these clients. But what do you actually do? And it took me about the whole session to be like, I bring client scripts to life. And he was like, that's what we want, sort of thing. And then he was like, to be honest, I just think your website's not selling you. And I think like it just looks a bit kind of like outdated, which it was. And I was using a very basic, I won't mention the names of any like platform providers, but it was like a more basic service, one that didn't have the functionality I needed. So as a voiceover, I wanted to have an inbuilt sound player. Seems basic, right? But at that stage, I was like having links to SoundCloud, which, you know, is just kind of that can redirect the person away from your site. I wanted inbuilt videos. Anyway, so when he said that, it was something I'd think about for a while. I was putting off. And then, as soon as I got the website ball rolling, I was just, yeah, all my sessions really went honed in on my website. And now I'm really chuffed with it. How fast and in-depth they go in one, you know, up to an hour. Goodness me, some of them are just like absolutely firing points at me. And I was like, this is great. This is like so efficient. And then also just they all seem like really invested and want you to, you know, they all seem really interested in my business and really interested in how we can make it better for you. And some of them offer like follow-up sessions as well, which is really nice too, because it's like, you know, get a bit of a rapport. It's kind of just having a sounding board. And I think that was partly how I came up with this new strategy that I'm going to be following. Just kind of having someone to put things in order and yeah, and the motivation as well. Just like telling someone what you're going to do means you're like accountable for like following through on it, right? And you feel like you're letting people down if you're not, if you don't follow through. Annoyingly, so I was actually, so it's a conference and award ceremony. So the conference is in the daytime. It kind of is a few days, but I was there on like the Saturday, and then at night was the award ceremony. And I was speaking at the conference about like it was this panel to do with accents. Obviously, me being the Scottish representative. Anyway, so I was there in the daytime, but then in the evening I was supposed to go back to Scotland for some work. And yeah, so I didn't go to the awards ceremony. So I was so sad about it. So I found out in a taxi that I'd won because people started texting me and I was like, and the taxi driver thought, yeah, something bad had happened. But I was like, no, it's great. Anyway, so I was really gutted not to be there, but I am very happy. My you can't really see, but on that little thing there, my award's like in the middle of one of them. Whenever I walk past it, I always feel quite happy. So